YouTube? I'm back again today for another game review, and today I'm very excited to check out Battlefold from Happy Baobab. This is for 2 to 4 players. Take about 30 minutes to play, and it's for ages 8+. And in Battlefold, you're going to be taking control of an assassin or an archer or a mage, and you are going to be folding cloth in order to destroy your opponents. But even if they're destroyed, they still might become ghosts and slowly steal your soul from you and still be in the game and attempt to win the game. This is a folding combat game, which I never thought I'd have to say in one of these. But is it good? Let's open it up, and I'll tell you what I think. Alrighty then, we're going to take a look at what you're going to get inside of Battlefold. So first and foremost, we're going to handy dandy rule booklet. You'll probably need the English side. It's 10 pages, double-sided, full color, full of pictures, illustrations, examples. It's very well done. It should have you up and running very smoothly. Really like this rule booklet. Pretty well done. So in Battlefold, you are going to be taking control of one of these 4 characters, and you guys are going to be fighting to the death. But even after you die, you can become ghosts, and you can still win the game by consuming other people's souls. You're going to be killing other people by folding these cloths. Yeah, we'll get more into that in a little bit, but let's talk about the components. Let's get into the gameplay. So first, let's talk about the different characters. You're going to take control of one of these 4 characters. So this one's the mage. He's kind of interesting. He's the only one who can attack more than one person at a time, and essentially they're going to attack all 4 of those spots at the same time, which is really kind of cool. And they also have +1 extra potion whenever they do a potion. So they're going to be very difficult to kill. Over here, you're going to see their base movement. You will always get to move 1, and you will always get to attack for 1 damage, potentially. Over here we have the big smasher, and what he wants to do is he wants to get up close and he wants to be on your spot, because if he's on your spot, then he's going to do +1 damage. So he's going to be doing 2 damage to you instead of just 1 damage to you. So he's going to be able to attack in 5 different spots. Next we have the archer, who's going to be able to attack but only 2 spots up, down, left, or right, and they also push you back 1 spot. So they're the only people in the game that can actually physically move other people aside from some of these treasure cards. Last but not least, we have the kitty assassin, who does not have to worry about traps, which is kind of nice, and they can only attack diagonal. They can only attack 1 person, whereas the mage could attack, someone here and here. Kitty can only attack 1 person per round. So those are the 4 characters in the game. You're going to choose your character. You're going to put your piece on one of the corners out here on this board. And the board is double-sided, which is always kind of nice. This one will make the game slightly quicker because each one of these little sword things is a spot where you get +1 damage. So this one will make the game go slightly faster. This one will, because obviously there's 4 spots where you're going to be doing a little bit more damage. You're going to put your token out there. They are double-sided to show people if you are a ghost or if you are still alive. And then you're going to set out the number of tokens, which are these right here, minus the number of players -1. So in a 4-player game, you'd use 3, a 3-player use 2, and a 2-player game, you would use 1. You're going to set those out, and you're going to be grabbing these when you're folding. Everyone's going to take one of these little doodads. They're going to put it on their health tracker, which is right down here. If you ever get down to this spot, you'll flip over your board and you'll become a ghost. And I'll tell you about how you can win as a ghost a little bit later. So let's get to the star of the show, which are these cards and folding. So everybody's going to get their own little cloth mat. This thing is a nice mat. Like, I would love to have a shirt made out of this material. It feels good. And as you can see, it's going to have various different symbols on here. I'm actually going to move this because I'm going to have to fold. Once everybody's got this, what you're going to do is you're going to flip over a card, and everyone's going to look at it, and then you're going to start trying to get that on your cloth mat. So there's 4 pictures here: sword, shield, question mark, question mark. You are going to have to fold yourself a 4x4 grid. So let's take a look. I need sword and shield. Where's my sword and shield? Right there. So what I would probably do is I'd probably go like this. And this is a race. Everyone's going to be doing this at the same time, as fast as humanly possible. And once you think you have it, you fold it up and you grab a number as fast as you can. Once everyone has grabbed a number, you're going to stop. And actually, as soon as you grab a number, you stop. You are done for this point of time. You can't adjust at all after you grab a number. So what's going to happen now is you're going to go around the table based on the numbers, and I would get to go first. First, we make sure that I do actually match the card. And it doesn't matter the order you have the thing on there, so it doesn't have to be like that, for instance. It just matters that you have everything. So in this one, I need a sword, bingo. I need a shield, bingo. Then I need 2 of anything, so I've got a trap and I've got a foot. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my turn. And the actions that I get to take are these actions, which I always have, and plus these actions right here. So since I'm the assassin, I didn't mind getting this trap because this trap does nothing to me. So this trap is completely negated. I also gain a shield, which is great. I put it in front of me, and this will block 1 point of damage when someone attacks me later on in the game. Now, I also have 2 movement and 2 swords. 2 swords, even though I have 2 swords, I cannot attack 2 people. I can only attack 1 person, and I would be dealing 2 damage, 1 point of damage, 2 point of damage. But unfortunately, I can only move 2 spaces. I can't move diagonal, so I would go 1, we go 1, oh wait, actually wrong person. I would go 1, 2, because I don't want to get too close to him because he's going to be able to shoot his bow and arrow. So that would be the end of my turn. I would put this 1 back, then we'd take a look at whoever had 2, and they would take their action as well. They would move, they would attack. Sometimes if you get the treasure chest, which is on here as well, and this is a good time to show you everything on here, you will gain one of these treasure chest cards, and the treasure chest cards do a variety of different things. So these ones will allow you to transform traps into something else. Wow, there's actually more of those than I realized. This one will allow you to move. This one will allow you to move once diagonal. This one will allow you to heal. This one will allow you to heal or to move. This one will do extra damage. Some of them will even move your opponents, allowing them to swap positions or do various different things like that. Now, what if I had folded it incorrectly, you may be asking yourself? Well, that's really bad because your turn is immediately over. So if I ever fold wrong, you don't get any of your actions and it goes on to the next number. Now, also you're asking, this is a 4-player game. Someone has 1, someone has 2, someone has 3. What about the 4th player? Well, the 4th player only gets to do these actions right here and any actions that they might be able to do from those treasure cards. Eventually what's going to happen is one person is going to be the only person left alive who is not a ghost, and they will win the game. But as a ghost, you can still win the game as well, as long as there's at least 2 humans. So what happens is, when you become a ghost, boom, you go like this. And you no longer get a free attack each turn, which is a little bit of a bummer. You're still in the game, you're still going to be folding, you're still going to be trying to race other people, but it's going to be much more difficult for you to win, because your goal now is to attack other people, and when you attack them, oops, that's not the right tracker, but whatever, you are going to slowly gain back your soul. And if you ever gain back your soul, then you win the game. Now, it's not as bad as it sounds, because when you attack other people, you're not actually hurting them, you're just kind of stealing little chunks of their soul, so they're not physically losing health. So you can't really king make that much. But taking these is going to definitely still mess somebody else up in the game. And once someone becomes a ghost, the game will generally tend to go a lot faster. And it is very difficult to win as a ghost. I've played this, I think, 5 or 6 times now, and I've yet to see anyone win as a ghost, but it's still nice they're involved in the game, and they do have a chance. I did see someone get all the way up to here at one point. But that, in a nutshell, is what you're going to do inside of Battlefold. Alright then, Battlefold from Happy Baobab. Probably mispronouncing that, by the way. But let's go over the pros, let's go over the cons. First, on the con side, game's not going to be for everybody for a variety of different reasons. First, 2 to 4 players, very restricted player count. I also did not like the game at 2 players. And take that with a caveat. The main reason why I do not like the game at 2 players is that if someone is better at folding, they will win that game 99% of the time. Now, if you could find 2 people who are at a very even playing field folding-wise, then yes, this could be a great 2-player game. But most of the time, and I played this once 2 players with my wife, and I absolutely just crushed her because I was better at folding and finding the patterns than she was, and she had no fun playing the game because she got to do essentially nothing, whereas I'm like, haha, I got this treasure card, and I got this, and I got to do that, and I got to do this. So as a 2-player game, I just felt like it felt flat, unless, of course, you have 2 people who are just perfectly even at their folding abilities. Another comment I have with this game is that I worry ever so slightly, especially at 4 players, that the mage is just a little bit overpowered. The mage is very, very difficult to kill. Being able to heal +1 each time you get a potion, that's huge. That is absolutely astronomical. And I thought, maybe they would have less health than everybody else. No, they have the same amount of health. So I just worry potentially about the balance of the characters, which is a little bit of a bummer because, spoiler, I really enjoyed the game. Any other cons that I have with the game? It's a folding game, and you have to get past that. It is a dexterity game. If you're not good at folding, you're probably going to have trouble in this game. And also, 1 person each round. Every single round is essentially going to get to do next to nothing on their turn, which can be a little bit of a bummer. And if someone at the table is noticeably worse than everyone else at folding, then they will consistently not get to do much on their turn, and they're going to be absolutely crushed, which is a little bit of a bummer. So this is definitely a high-skill game. Or I don't know if that's the word to use. It's not a high-skill game. I played it with kids, but it's the kind of game where you want to be on a pretty even playing field skill-wise. Everyone at the table hopefully will be at a pretty even playing field. Any other cons I have with the game? No. Moving on to the pros, I really enjoyed the game. I really was very pleasantly surprised by Battlefold. As a 3- and 4-player family game, I can highly recommend this. I played it at my game night. It was different, it was unique, and everybody's like, yeah, this is pretty cool. We kind of dig this. And I would really like to see some more folding games. And apparently they do have other folding games that they've worked on, because it's a really neat concept. I like how it feels like it's a seamless transition. Like, it doesn't feel like they just shoved it into the game. It just felt like they built this game from the ground up around folding, and I like that. I also like the special abilities. I like the components. I like the fact that the board is double-sided, and that blue side is going to be a little bit faster because you're going to be able to do a little bit more damage. And I also like the fact that you're not completely dead. Like, once you're out of the game, it's not an elimination game. You can play it as an elimination game, and you can play it as a team game. And we did both of those. I tried both times, and I liked both of them. I liked it especially as a 4-player game with 2 versus 2. But I like the fact that you're not out of the game. So there's no player elimination. You do still have a chance. You can go around stealing people's souls. But that being said, it's like you still have a chance to win. It really depends. I mean, if you die early, then yes, you have a chance to win. But if you die like 3/4 of the way through the game, it's like, I'm not going to be able to attack this many people, especially considering I don't have a base attack. I feel like once you become a ghost, you had a base attack where you could move and you could attack. It would make the game slightly better, and that, it's just a little bit of a balancing issue, and I mentioned that along with the characters as well. It just felt like this game, it should have been in the oven just a smidge bit longer. But continuing on with the pros, I really did enjoy Battlefold. I did. I like the components. I like the idea. I like the different characters, and I would love to see more characters in the future. I think this game could really flourish with maybe a bigger board and more players, because I don't see why you couldn't make this a 6-player game. Just get some more characters, get some more mats, make the board a little bit bigger, or maybe just get another board that you can add to this board or something like that. And in the end, it's a very unique, it's a very different idea. It's not going to be a game for everybody. If you don't like the concept of, if you can't fold fast enough, then you're not going to be able to do as many actions as other people, then this one might not be for you. But for everybody who's interested, it's like, man, this sounds like a pretty cool idea for a game. I think you're really going to dig Battlefold, and this is one I'm going to keep in my collection. I'm going to play it with my family. I'm going to bust it out on game nights from time to time, and I'm going to play it with my kids when they get older. Really enjoyed Battlefold. The kids in my class really enjoyed Battlefold. The adults I played with really enjoyed Battlefold. The one person who didn't like it was my wife at 2 players, but that's because I don't think this is a very good 2-player game. So that is Battlefold from Happy Baobab, one that I definitely can recommend you check out if you can get, past the fact that it's a folding battle game. If you enjoyed this review, please sure to click on that subscribe button down below in the comments below. Let me know, what game do you want folding to be a major mechanism in? So for me personally, this is a difficult one. So what game that is already out right now could just benefit from folding? Let's go with King of Tokyo. Why not? How about when the king attacks, there's a folding aspect where the king and everybody races to fold, and the king is always going to do damage, but the longer it takes you to fold a particular pattern as opposed to the king, the more damage they're going to be doing. I think that'd be cool, just to add a folding expansion. Get on that, Yellow. But yeah, what game would you like to add folding to? And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.